sorry for cussing you out. That is not what I'm about. I'm sorry for laying you down. And thank you for sticking around. Lord knows you a blessing. Never fall under pressure. Pure soul and you special. No dog can impress you. I fuck with you the long way. Just like the song say. Let it all play. We gon' be okay. Shout out to women, forgive us for sinning.
One, two. Yeah.
Okay. Now love is vanishing. I cannot lie. Girl, I've been scoping you. You came in my life when I was thinking of approaching. I made up a lie.
Not yet married.
I don't regret it, I'm proud of myself. Do what I'm supposed to do. I fuck with you the long way. I got you all day.
Not the money, no? Yeah, this guy.
The long day. I fuck with you the long way. I got you all day. Bring me peace after a long day. I had a conversation with my son. Hey, I know he young. I said, rule number one, never hit a girl. When it's done, it can never be done. That shit isn't fun. Show compassion and love. Yeah, I've never hit a chick, but I'm not innocent. Me and my wife just hit a lick. She my Lauren and I'm Nick.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I will take care of the hustle. You know they wanna see me fall, but we got each other. I'm from an African gutter, where there's no jelly or butter. We say walala wasala, nothing more holla. You are always there for me, you pray for me. I haven't changed, don't be scared of me. I cannot lie, girl, I've been scoping you. You came in my life when I was thinking of approaching you. I made up a lie, just to get close to you. I don't regret it, I'm proud of myself. Do what I'm supposed to do. I fuck with you the long way. I got you all day. You bring me peace after a long day. I fuck with you the long way. I got you all day. You bring me peace after a long day. I cannot lie. Girl, I've been scoping you. You came in my life when I was thinking of approaching you. I made up a lie just to get close to you. I don't regret it, I'm proud of myself. Do what I'm supposed to do. I fuck with you the long way. I got you all day. You bring me peace after a long day. I fuck with you the long way. Yeah, I got you all day. You bring me peace after a long day. Hey, I fuck with you the long way. Don't take it the wrong way. I got you all day. Hey, I fuck with you the long way. Don't take it the wrong way. All day, all day.
You're listening to P-Town Radio Plymouth. More music variety.
Anapane listening so that's not. Yamena to make do a papa.
Zagadat.
Yamena to make do a papa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, well, no, Jabo. It's afternoon, isn't it? How are you this afternoon, Jabulani? Jabo in the building. Myself, Tendai, Madume on Business Talk. Welcome to the show. We took a bit longer to come in because of the production. Please bear with us. I'm also hearing a bit of feedback in our stream. If you are listening to us right now on our Facebook platform, DBI platform, Facebook as well, YouTube platform, let us know how our sound is sounding good. Please keep us posted. Just let us know what is that going on. So this morning, this afternoon actually. Jabo, why did we move time? I've been saying morning for 2 years.
We can go back to the morning.
And since then I've been struggling. Since then I've been struggling, but I keep on saying good morning and good afternoon, this. But anyway, it's an afternoon morning on a business talk. If you're listening to us or seeing us on our YouTube channel, please, or Facebook as well, live, tell us if everything is sounding good. We don't have a technician just yet. Presenters are also technicians, and my colleague here, Jabo, likes to see himself. So I make sure that he's live. So let us know, please, if you're watching us right now on our Ustream page and any other pages that we broadcast from. Jabo, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I was going to bring you back there. It's an afternoon one.
Yes.
I see we have some people following us live, and Danny is in the studio saying the mics are working, but the cameras are not showing yet.
Okay, let's find it.
We're back on now. Yeah. Brilliant. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Exciting.
Yes.
Good afternoon from Plymouth, sunny city. I think we're the sunniest city in England, aren't we? The one is near the sea.
Yes.
The beauty one. The lot of happening, exciting place. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I think the sound you're getting there, you're getting it.
I am getting a bit of a feedback, which is really doing my head in. So I'm just trying to make sure that the squeaky sound coming out of microphone is sorted. So bear with me, please, if you're listening to us, if you're joining us. But Jabo, we've got a guest in the building. Might as well get the guest going and guest talking so that we can fix the sound as we talk. Pastor, good afternoon. How are you?
Hello.
Yes.
I was hoping you're going to give the clapping. Come on, give him some excitement. There you go.
Do we have it?
Yes, you should have one.
No.
No. I'll give you my question. I'll do it physically. Still in the house. We have the blessing to have Mr. Steve Bell, most known as Pastor Steve Bell, or Reverend Steve Bell.
Well, thank you for inviting me. We don't need big titles or anything, but really grateful to be here today and being part of this conversation. So thank you guys for the invite.
Yes, appreciate that. Thank you very much. So this is a business talk today, Madume Butera, that take place every Friday from the time of 12. I know today we're just running a bit behind on that, but please bear with us as we are making sure that you can hear us and see us across our platforms, so we make sure that we catch so many people, change so many lives. The idea behind the radio is to make sure that we empower and encourage the community from the BME background to embark into business and take business opportunities and business platforms in the city and across the county. You know, we don't stop only in Plymouth, Jabo, do we?
Well, this radio is international.
Yes.
It's the wave international. Shall we do the disclaimer before
we are. If I found the right documents for me to talk about that, so carry on, Jabo, right now as I'm looking for my stuff.
Brilliant, that's good. As we're looking for everything in terms of disclaimer, but this is more of the safety net, the safety net for ourselves, the safety net for the listeners, but also the safety net for the Happy Town as an organization. And
brilliant.
You know, everything works with good administrations.
Yeah.
Policies are there for a purpose.
They are.
Marking on the route are there for a purpose. So yeah, the traffic light and all that. It's
Absolutely.
important that this station follows as well the rules and policies, because not only it's regulated by the Ofcom and so on, but that's what the purpose of these policies. So it's always good. We always start with our disclaimers to express to their views. So these are our disclaimers. The views and ideas expressed in the following program are strictly those of host or guest, and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by P-Town Radio as a radio station. So in another term, it's just we are conversing, and it's our views.
Absolutely.
And it's our understanding. And so that we separate with the views with the P-Town Radio. But also the other disclaimer we always put in, we might talk about finances, we might talk about money, we might talk about income generating or expenses, but we are not financial advisors.
Absolutely.
So we are speaking from lived experience,
Yes,
passion of giving.
that's correct. Thank you very much, Jabo. So the following program is brought to you by P-Town Radio. For more information about our radio station, our shows, our hosts, and our guests, please head over to our social platforms, which we all live these days. We all live on our social platform, Jabo, don't we? If you want to find our P-Town Radio, please head over to our Facebook channels, which is P-Town Radio, and our Instagram is P-Town_radio. If you're looking for us on Twitter, it's Radio P-Town. We just couldn't get P-Town Radio, so we had to turn a bit around. But we're still somewhere there, somehow P-Town is available. Head over to our website as well and check out whatever we do and how we do things here to bring communities together in the southwest, centrally in Plymouth. And don't forget, we're not alone in this program. We are with our colleagues, with the DBI, our friends, partners not in crime but in faith.
See,
that's a good one.
I like that. That's the good news I was waiting for a Friday. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. So please head over to DBI, Diversity Based Incubator. They incubate businesses. They make smaller business big. So please head over there onto their socials. They're available on Facebook as well, DBI Southwest. Also on Instagram and Twitter, DBI_UK. They make it easy for us there. And they also got a massive content on their LinkedIn and YouTube channel. If you're a YouTube fan, head over to our YouTube channel right now, P-Town Radio. We are live there as well, broadcasting, and this show is being broadcast there for today. Now that, Jabo, we have taken all that away. Last week we were talking about tapping into development that is taking place in the city of Plymouth, where we are. We were talking about Plymouth Argyle being promoted, and opportunities that comes out of that. As a person, are you tapping into that championship they won? You as a business entrepreneur, are you taking time and say, okay, yes, they've won, but where do I fit in? How do I tap in? Because there's going to be a lot of more people coming in the city. Saturday, I'm also thinking of taking a season ticket. I never held a season ticket before, but I'm thinking to take one because the level of football that's coming in the city is higher. So how do you yourself as an entrepreneur tap into that? And we're also talking about Bangkok, which you mentioned, and also Telford, where there's
there is a hospital and
a lot of money. I forgot the figure you mentioned of money being poured into Telford development. So the question is, where as an entrepreneur, if you are a business person, not even if you are not, but if you want to start up a business right now, where can you fit yourself? How can you tap a percentage or even 0.05 of that 10 million coming into the city? Talking about right now, it's time to think, how can you invest into business and what more can you do? Jabo.
Yes, so that's what we talked about the opportunities.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, what we're trying is to encourage individuals. And I think one of the biggest word we used last time, it was an entrepreneur or a business person, an individual. Business or entrepreneurship is not you chasing the money. You place yourself in a position to harvest.
Very true.
So this money coming in the city, as you mentioned, Tendai, Green Army, Argyle. Not only they win the championship, I mean winning being the number one, but also they won the championship means the FA give them much to development.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're talking about opportunity here, aren't we? So are we going to take opportunity, or are we going to let opportunity pass by us?
That's correct.
And I think with what's going on in the city of Plymouth right now, that there is so much opportunity, and we have opportunity to either see something that we've not seen before, or we have an opportunity to kind of let that pass by. And I think for me, as a church minister here in the city, I'm seeing all the opportunity that is there. We're talking business and community here as well, aren't we? And I think there's opportunities going off in our communities, but there's also opportunities going off for entrepreneurs to arise and see an opportunity to go into business as well, and to dream bigger.
See, I like the word opportunity.
Yes.
And then you talk about the opportunity. Let me put the figures. In Derriford, there's 150 million 150 million.
Yes.
Going on that hill in Derriford.
Yeah.
How many people know about that? How many people see it as an opportunity? Or did they see it just always just side there?
Yeah.
And it's all about mindset, isn't it?
It is.
And this is the conversation we're talking about. Not only the mindset, it's also mindset comes from sometimes the way you were brought up.
Yeah.
The people you hang around with.
That's correct.
And that comes as well, your culture. And this is what we're talking about, bringing it into the business concept. And today, it's a blessing to have you here, Pastor. It's a great blessing to have you here today.
It's a blessing to be here.
And I think we didn't give him, not only had the applause with Pastor, but we didn't give him the chance to introduce himself.
That's correct. Yes.
Who is and the passion and what you see. As the host,
Yes.
what do you want to...
Yes, I mean, I was coming to that. I was only making a recap of what we talked about last week before we jump into this week, and then we introduce, or Pastor introduced himself very well to our listeners. Today we choose a different angle, isn't it, of our broadcasting, because normally we stick into business, but we kind of wanted to merge a little bit of business and community as well in the same place. So it is very important that we realize business is community,
Yes,
community is business. Without the community,
I like that.
see, I've come back. Yes, I know.
Pastor, you need to come more often. He's getting wiser and wiser.
So it works together. This is where Pastor come in. Pastor, we're going to give you this opportunity to introduce yourself to our guests, to our friends who are listening to us on P-Town Radio, your station, my station, the community radio that brings communities together. Pastor, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Well,
no pressure.
No pressure. Well, for those of you that we pastor a church called Restore Church, which is on St. Leven Road, and we came to the city of Plymouth 9 months ago. So myself, my wife, and our 3 children, we heard the call of God in 2020 when we came on holiday to the city, and God spoke to us about building His church in this city. And we relocated from Nottingham, and we moved our whole lives at the call of God. And we truly believe that God's brought us here to build His church, but to also build a connection between the community and the church, between the business world and the church as well. We're here to serve. We're here to see something greater for this city as well. And we've come for a city. We've not come for a small number of people. And don't hear me wrong, we're here for the one as well.
Yes.
We're here for the one. But we've come for a city. There are 260,000 people in this city, and we have just over 250 churches in the city right now, and there's lots of people still to be reached in the city to hear the word of God and to know more about who Christ is in this city.
Yes.
So that's a little bit of us. We've got an online platform as well. If I'm allowed to just
sure. Plug it in.
Is that okay? Am I able to plug in?
Yes.
So please check us out at restorechurchplymouth.co.uk. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter also. And you just need to type in at Restore Church Plymouth, and you'll find us there.
Yes. Thank you very much, Pastor, there for giving us an introduction. If you are new in a city, which people are coming in a city, and you're looking for somewhere where you can share the word with others, please follow what Pastor just given us there. Jabo, let's jump into this week's conversation. And we are talking about collaboration and competition. In our community, as usual, I shouldn't be calling it usual, but it happens more often than the other. We're talking about here, for example, Pastor coming in from Nottingham to open a church here. It might sound or look as if he's bringing competition in a city of church, and you'll be thinking, like, are there no churches here? Why am I not opening one? Why is he coming to Plymouth? But you are seeing it in a different way. Tell us more.
So it's that sense of I vs us, and I think we had that. That's where the conversation started, and I'm glad that the way Pastor is saying we. it's looking, am I adding value to the society? Or am I taking value from the society?
Yes.
So if I'm adding value, I consider myself as an adding value. Why should I see another person as a taking away value? So every individual in our life should be seen as an adding value. So when someone brings a new idea or joining in with new purpose or new thing, they're not coming to take away. They're coming to add.
Yes.
And you see it on and on again in so many ways. Why is it when you have a new baby, everyone is happy? A new life,
Yes.
people are celebrating. But when I say I'm opening a new salon, the other person think,
Yeah.
he's gonna kill my
You'll be
business.
answering to me, my friend.
See, it's that mindset we're talking about, Pastor. It's about any individual, and it goes across. It's for the same for the business.
Yeah.
Because when you are doing business in a place which already have that business, when comes a new one, it shows there is a market for it. That's one. Two, you're attracting more market, new market as well.
That's
because
correct.
that new person will bring new crowd, and that new crowd will discover new products which they did not know which was yours.
That's correct.
So it's the perception, how we look at things.
Yeah.
And this is where it's always good to have this conversation, because we can like sharing, as you say, it's a lived experience. I used to think the same way. I used to think it's a competition. Business is competing. So I'll go and check the other person. How much are you charging? And I'll go and I'll cut price. I put mine down so that people will buy from me, not from you. That's not healthy. So when I'm doing that, I'm not cutting the price according to my overhead and my expenses. I'm cutting prices because I want to compete.
Yes.
I want to steal customers from the other person.
Yeah.
At the long run, it's going to hurt me because my cash flow are not going to be reflecting. I'll have a big sale, yes, but I'm doing a big sale in loss. What's the good? Is it to keep your stock, not doing sales in loss, or massive sell in loss?
That's correct.
What's the point? So you see, it's a way of looking at things. And this is what we're talking about. Collaboration is so important in business. You touched on it, talking about the culture, talking about individual from the Black and Asian community, minoritized community tendency. It's that thing saying, don't tell, he's going to steal your idea. I've seen it, I lived it. Someone comes saying, can you help me starting my business? I have a business idea. And I'm, so what's the idea? I say, I'll come and tell you in your office. I don't want to say it here, everyone can hear it and steal my idea. In my heart, I'm feeling like I'm just going to tell this person, don't come. Because if you cannot share your idea in the crowd,
Very true.
who do you think is going to buy? I'm not the one buying. It's that crowd, same crowd going to buy from you.
Yeah.
It is a product or the service. But if you say, I'm not going to say about it here, so where's your market?
Yes.
And yet you want to get your product on the marketplace. Is the marketplace a secret?
No.
No.
No. Is the marketplace the quiet place? No.
No.
It's the loudest place. It's the most, everything is going. The colors, the lights, the sound. That's a market. There's no quiet market, secret, hidden. That's not a market. And yet you say, I'm going to bring my idea on the market. Yet when you want to talk about the idea, you want to keep it secret.
Yes.
How does those two go together?
That's correct. So, Jabo, we're talking about competition here and say, okay, we see it wrongly. We should be taking this as a good thing, and as if someone opens another business of similar to either yours or, I've seen Indians when if you go to Upton Park in London, they've got the whole street of cousins.
Yeah.
Because one comes and open one here, make money here, lend to the cousin to open next door, selling same product. And then their cousin he opens another one to give to another cousin.
Yeah.
We're talking about our black community, Jabo. Do you think that would ever happen, me giving you some money to open another barbershop?
I'm into that. Thank you for confessing. So I'm expecting that money to come soon for you to give to me to open a barber shop. It starts from a conversation.
It does. It
It
does.
just start from a conversation.
It starts from a conversation. It starts by acknowledging it. It starts by pointing at it. Because the one listening today, it might be a young person who is thinking the same way.
That's correct.
Or someone who's already in the business and they realize, I've been thinking wrong. Actually, I should be giving my other person a support so that they grow. So
That's
I might
correct.
not need the money. I might need just clippers. I might just need your ideas. I might
Yes.
just need your customer list.
That's correct.
Is that knowing?
Do you think there's something to do with identity in all of this? That being comfortable in who you are, your ideas, and how you're built. That if you have that comfortability, you're happy to share in a community.
That's a very good one, Pastor. I like that. So basically, what you are saying, Pastor, is you should be confident of
Who you are,
of who you are.
who you've been created to be. So the Bible speaks that we've been created to be unique. We've been created uniquely. There isn't a single person on this planet that has been created exactly the same. And right now in the business world, we have people that want to replicate the same, but it will never be the same because you're going to do something different, and it doesn't matter how you sell your product, it will always be a different product, and the way that you sell your product will be different. Your product will be different. How you market your product, it will be different because it's you who is marketing that product. So for me, there is a question about identity and being comfortable in who you are.
Yeah.
When we have this conversation.
So the what I hear and what I'm liking is the uniqueness and the difference.
Absolutely. So celebrate it.
Yeah.
So celebrate the unique and the difference.
But for you to be able to celebrate it, do you know you're unique? That you're talking about
Very true.
recognizing.
Very true. And that's most probably the thing that is dropping, is a seed that's dropping into people's minds as they're listening right now. Do you realise you are unique right now?
A very good question. A very
That's
good
my question to you, Tendai.
What did you ask me? Question. That was clear.
Do you recognize? Do you recall you're unique?
I know I'm very unique.
Good.
Very unique. Me, my uniqueness is like 10,000%. I'm different. I was built differently, and I was born differently. But Jabo, yes. Sometimes when you marry, for example, as well, you associate yourself to your partner, which sometimes is even worst thing to do. But you start to forget your uniqueness.
Yeah, very true.
And you are now want to either try to lean on each other now, and your uniqueness sometimes get disappear. But what you brought there about uniqueness is very key. So if you are confident that if I'm going in to place my shop between those two shops doing the same thing, you are trusting yourself. You're not thinking about how the market's going to react. You're not thinking about what's on the market, or yes or not. You are confident in yourself that if I occupy that space, regardless of my surroundings, I'm going to make it.
Absolutely. Well, go on.
I agree and disagree.
I like the disagreeing part.
Because the uniqueness we're talking, it was point one. And that one does not make the whole. There have to be the recognition of uniqueness of the others.
Very true.
And then how do we marry that? So that we're talking about collaboration instead of competition. Because when you stand alone, you're in the competitive element.
Very true.
But being confident and being unique is not competition, Jabo. I'm saying to you, right now I'm sitting at home, I'm listening to P-Town Radio. They are telling me, they're advising me, or they are just uttering the words of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And in Matley, there's plenty of barbershops.
Yeah.
The only money budget I have, or what I know when I used to live in Zimbabwe, Sierra Leone, whatever we were, I used to live, I was a barber. So all I know is a barber. But in Matley, there's full of barbers. Should I not go and open one in Matley because there's barbershops? Or should I trust myself and say I will fit in that market? I'm not saying I'm distracting the collaboration of people around me.
Yes.
But I'm saying I'm unique enough to bet on myself that if I occupy that space, which is a zone of businesses of my type, I will go and make it. That does not stop me from collaborating with them. But it will stop the fear of me going into that space, thinking I can't go in there because there is...
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so let me ask you a question. Why do you go to the barbershop? And why do you return to that same barbershop?
In terms, so sorry. Okay, so
using the analogy of the barbershop. So for me, I will, if I go to a barbershop and I like the barber, I will continue to go to that same barbershop, and he becomes my barber.
That's correct.
And that's the unique. That's what we're talking about. Yes. That's what we're talking about here. The business person, the uniqueness of their product, the way that they do things, is why people will return to them and use their business, regardless of surroundings. But I agree with Jabo. There's an importance to recognise the surrounding businesses and celebrate the existing businesses. So if somebody decides to not use your business and go to another one, don't be discouraged. Celebrate it. Yeah. Because somebody else will come and use your business because of the way that you are and the uniqueness of your product.
I see.
So yes. And I agree with Pastor Steve. Is that an entrepreneur, you have a wider perspective of looking at things. The person stood up to come to the barbers because they have a need to cut the hair.
Yes.
It's not just because I need to just go and see the person. No. There is that need, and they need to be fulfilled.
Very true.
So, I'm standing up. I need trainers. My favorite shop is JD Sport, let's just say. And the trainers I'm looking for, they're not in JD Sport.
I'll collect the advertisement.
My need is trainers because I have a marathon to run. So I need those trainers.
Yeah.
Oh, my child needs shoes.
Yeah.
And she's gonna go to PE on Friday. This is Wednesday. I've gone down to the shop the way I like it. There's that person who does the good customer service. They don't have the size of the child. They don't have the shoes I'm looking for. My need is there. They need them on Friday. What do you think I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go home and until that person finds it and wait? Yeah.
Soccer world, whatever it's called.
My need. So that's the entrepreneur mindset. So you place yourself in a position while you're celebrating the uniqueness of each of us, but you're placing yourself saying that uniqueness will attract the crowd to purchase your uniqueness as well.
Very true.
So one is that confidence, knowing you're unique, knowing what you're doing. Your customer service will be best. Two, you're celebrating the other uniqueness of other people in terms of saying you're not putting them down. It's not by, I think we had that proverb from Steve Bartlett last time. It's not by saying bad about the other person that makes you look good.
Yes, no.
In business, it's not the same. It's the same. You cannot be saying, the barber across the road, they are rubbish. You need to come here.
Very true.
That does not help. And if it can be saying collaboration, my wish, my hope is you see you have a long queue and you tell the others, please, can you use on the other side so that, and then next week we'll arrange things. Or the person comes, I don't have these size shoes, but I'm sure
if you go next door,
and even though it would be even better, just get on a call saying, bro, do you have space? Can I send someone to you? And you tell that person, I trust that person, they're just going to give the same service that I'm giving. Please go there. So you are celebrating the other person's uniqueness. That is the very important key. Actually, that's the most important one. Because you've recognized you're only going to be able to recognize the others if you've learned how to recognize yourself first, then sharing with the others. So if you cannot be able to do that, crossing that level of ego and selfishness, entrepreneurship mindset become narrow.
Very narrow.
Well said, Jabo. I can't comment on that at all. All I can mention now is a plug-in. If you see me having a coffee on our Facebook channel, courtesy of Jabulani Coffee, straight from Rwanda. We are here, Jabulani. Please check us out. Barbershop they're talking about is in Ebington Street, number 72, Ebington Street. For all the special haircuts, go and see them. I have to plug the business, Jabo.
Of course, that's what it is.
This is what we do. Now, let's talk about collaboration, Jabo, in the city. Something that, let's talk about Plymouth.
Yeah.
This is where we live, isn't it? So we have lived the experience of it. We're talking about P-Town Radio. We're talking about Cats, we're talking about DBI, we're talking about the corner shop in the corner, we're talking about that church, we're talking about that community, the large community, we're talking about pop, we're talking about a lot of organizations in the city which work together in the same aim of delivering to the community. But let's go back into why is it important, collaboration? Let's start with Pastor. Jabo's thinking.
So I think for me, collaboration is seeing something bigger than who you are. I think too often we try to achieve something of greatness, and struggle. We hit a wall because we haven't got the power or the capacity to do that greater thing.
Yes.
And if we just took the time to actually bring collaboration into a wider aspect and see the help of either a wiser person who's ran a little bit further than you, or equipped by the support of a bigger organisation to help on that, you will achieve greater by drawing somebody alongside you. And there are many forms of collaboration, and I'm sure we'll unpack some of those today. But there are so many different forms of collaboration. But what I'm talking about as a wholeness is that we have to get over that mindset of that Lone Ranger scenario. It's me, and I'm going to conquer this on my own, because we can't. Ultimately, we can achieve so much, and there is greatness in each person. Don't hear me wrong. There's greatness in every person, but you will only achieve to a certain level. But if you draw alongside others, you'll find yourself achieving much more in a shorter space of time.
Yes, I think it's well said from the pastor. The Jabo, do you want to add?
Yes. And I'm going to share with you, that's the culture. I'm bringing my African.
Come on.
We use a lot of proverbs.
Go.
And there's one of them, it says, if you want to go fast, go on your own. If you want to go far, go with the others. And even closer, I'm taking it to Tendai's culture. They say, Charachimwa Chitswanyinda.
This guy.
One thumb cannot kill a lice. You know when you have those lice in there? One thumb.
Try to use one thumb and see if you can catch it. You can't destroy it.
You need two of them.
Yeah.
Squash it. So that thumb need the other thumb. It's in our proverbs.
Yeah.
Very good.
We use this. So on your own, and it goes to the Ubuntu philosophy. I am because you exist.
Yes.
So without your existence, I will cease existing.
Very good.
So the one more important is not my existence, is your existence. My work should be to make sure your existence
That's correct.
progress. Not my existing progressing. And that's where it comes in business as well. When you do an entrepreneurship with the mindset saying I'm going to be progressing my business, chances are you're going to be going fast and crash faster.
That's very true.
But if you're thinking I'm going to do for the existence of the other business, I'll create this business so that the other business will get better.
Yes.
The one who manufactures the vehicle is another person, but mine is specializing in tires, so their vehicle, they're going to be known as, I don't know, the best Maserati or best Range Rover, whatever it is. And that way, my role played in that small component will create the progress of the other component, and at the end we'll have a car running, which I'll benefit from it as from A to B. So when you have a business that is focusing on making other businesses succeed, that you'll go far. But if you're going for a business just as consistent and making yourself just shiny and running, well, you'll get there, but you'll crash as well as fast as you went up there.
Very true.
Then you start hearing breakdowns, growing old faster.
No, absolutely.
Not enjoying the success you've created.
That's
and
right.
once you've gone, someone else start enjoying it.
Yeah.
The risks are higher.
Yes.
So always go with the others.
That's correct. So we're talking about here collaborations in the city. We're talking about collaboration in terms of business, in terms of community interests, churches and Jabo. Pastor, no pastors. It's another one as well that, I feel the word collaboration is still far-fetched. Pastor, I don't know if you can comment on that. Do you think churches of today, they collaborate?
I think churches of today will find a kindred heart in which they collaborate into. I think one of the things that we did when we moved to the city was our heart was to reach out to as many churches and build a relationship with as many churches as possible. So just giving an example of a few different things. So we're part of Plymouth Churches Together, which is a wider network of churches.
Yeah.
Now, not every church in Plymouth connects to that, but that doesn't mean that they're still not doing an amazing work.
I see.
And there's a kindred spirit of ministers coming together to pray, churches coming together to worship God, and seeing bigger ways of equipping people. So recently they've been looking at doing equipping school workers, people going into school works. One of the things that I do personally is every Tuesday morning I meet up with 5 ministers around the Ford area. And we walk the area and we pray for that locality. We pray for the Kiam area. We pray over Ford. We pray over Mile House as well. And we walk those streets and we meet people and we walk around the community. And there's collaboration in prayer. There's collaboration in things like that. So we can celebrate churches. And I know we've had many. I know there's ministers in the city that have said, go and check out Restore Church, and in the same way we've said, if this is not what you're looking for, there's a great church down the road that is doing an amazing work, and we've got to celebrate that, and that is where there is collaboration. I think to elaborate your question a bit more, I think there are different pockets of work in the kingdom of God, and not everybody connects with everything as one. But I think some churches they find what they can connect to, and they work with that, and they bring their collaboration in that manner.
Yes. Jabo, thank you very much, Pastor, for that. Let's talk about from the BME perspective, Jabo, collaboration. What does it look like right now in your own eyes? And what does the future hold for that?
Brutal honest.
Yes.
We're still in that muddle of not trusting each other.
Yes.
Not having each other's back.
Yes.
As it should. And still keeping my corner, my own area, my own me, myself, mine. Still a lot of that.
Yes.
I would like to see better than this.
Yeah.
I would like to see a conversation going on. I would like to see that open arm, a honest, not a fake one, a vulnerability.
Yes.
That's what I like to see. I want to see the vulnerability. We tend to feel like, no, I cannot break down. I have to be the strongest. I'm not the one to say sorry.
Yes.
I'm not the one to apologize. No, I want to see the humbleness coming in.
Very good.
I think that will help. The dream is we get a chance to share so that our next generation harvest from that collaboration. So we are superficially collaborating, but we're not deep diving into collaboration, and we're not celebrating each other very well.
No, I agree with you there in terms of I can't put my finger on it, Jabo, to see why we're not collaborating, and there's a culture of in our society or in our community right here where we are in Plymouth, there is a culture of when needed. So we're talking about we can do more when someone needs someone.
Yeah.
That's why they
knock on the door. Yeah.
When that is finished,
They can disappear.
they disappeared
Yeah.
until the next need, which I'm not saying I myself for one, because I know I am part of the community. I'm not saying I for one I am not of that, but it's something that I don't know how we're going to move past that. I think it's blocking a lot of progress. It's blocking a lot of new businesses, opportunities. It's blocking a lot of mentorship. Seeing people who are doing things, most likely it catches on.
Yeah.
So if you have people from the BME background, i.e. black people, doing things, living good life, if you like, driving nice cars, if you have one, it's probably only going to be the one, and then you end up with that title, I'm the first. I'm the first to open this.
I like that. I think you've touched on it.
Yeah, before.
I like that.
Yes.
So, go on.
Yeah. So
that's the right word.
Yeah, I'm the first, and then so since you're the first, what happened?
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
That conversation, that step to have more people. The city is growing, but it's not growing full of young people. When I come here, there's only a few elders. There's some of them are still here. Pastor Jose, Pastor Gary, Charlie, Pastor Charlie as well. I know him as Charlie, so I'm saying Charlie, but Pastor Charlie. People like that, they're in the city already, or they come just when I was also here. But the majority of the people who are probably now in the city, they're young people, or less than 5 years or 3 years in the city.
Yeah.
So they're still trying to find their own way. How do we now create another 10 successful people from them, multiply the numbers, so that the generation have someone to look up to? You know, people when they're growing up, they want to be Muhammad Ali, they wanted to be Mike Tyson, they wanted to be Tupac, they wanted to be Biggie, and we were sort of artists that have come out of just the interest of a guy. I want to be like this guy when I grow up. I want to be like Tupac, and they've made a living out of it. What I'm saying is this: in Plymouth, we're having a problem. Not a problem as such, but we are having. Last time we had a very deep conversation here about leadership, and how can we now join these entities and produce another group, another layer of leaders, another layer of people who are doing well in the city, and then that carries on and carries on and carries on. But what Jabo said here, this culture of need is the problem. Where when I need P-Town Radio, I'll reach out because I need them for me to get to point B. I need them. When I need them, and then that's it. When I need Indiana, or when I need Jabo, when I need, for example, David with Bloom of Hope, because I want to sort out my immigration papers. Now I think there's hope. David will write me a letter, so blah 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 blah. So there's a need.
Yeah.
It's not a natural, generic thing. So I think my question to you and Jabo coming where you were talking about is how do we break that so that we can start to join these dots together?
I think you've touched on a few things there for me.
I did.
And I was itching to say it. I know you could see that.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about a generation. So Plymouth as a city has an influx of students.
Yes.
And a young generation that is coming into a city, but their mentality is that they can do what they need to do on their own. And we come from a generation that understands the importance of accountability, the importance of mentorship, the importance of fatherhood. And there's an element where we've got a generation that is fatherless. They haven't got a father's voice speaking in. They haven't got a father's voice guiding them. They haven't got a father's voice saying, You've not done that great there.
That's correct.
But listen, if you do it this way,
You
you will succeed.
Yes.
And come on. So sometimes, and the problem that we've got in to a certain degree is that generation sees that accountability and fatherhood is about pulling down. It's about ripping people down. But actually, true fatherhood and good leadership is about speaking into somebody's life, and mentorship is about speaking into somebody's life, seeing the problem, and releasing them into excelling into the future. And if a generation can understand that they can pick up good mentorship from people in business that are not going to rob them, that are going to help them to succeed, they will also succeed in life.
That's correct.
And
Yes.
that's one thought. So I'll let Jabo speak a little bit and add into that. But go on.
It's exciting, and we are touching on so many good points. But on the other hand, I'm also conscious of time. You touched on it. You say, people say, I'm the first. That is most of the time the killer.
Yeah,
So it becomes a glorifying position.
that's correct. Yes,
That's what we're talking about, the collaboration. So when there's a second coming, you're not happy.
yes.
You want to still be known as the first.
The best.
And you won't share your knowledge and your platform because you are the first. You don't want the other one to be the first. That is the big problem.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Let's explore that deeper. That title of saying I'm the first, that has been a killer. First to compare to, what is he helping with?
Yeah.
The second one, and I think I touched on it, vulnerability. We don't want to show our vulnerability.
No.
We don't want to be the one sweeping the floor.
No.
We don't be the one picking the litters. While it's a role which is really needed. How are you going to be the father if you haven't been the son?
Very true. You've got to be a son before you can be a father. It's very true.
Jabo, I have to start the whole show for yourself with your deep thinking. I think this topic of collaboration is really key. But then I don't want us to just talk about it. The question is, what is it that we can do before we close our show, Jabo? We've gone past 1 UK time. If you're listening, Master Madume, Jabo, Butera, and Pastor Steve in the building. We're just talking about competitive collaboration in business and in community. And like I said from the top, if you miss it, let me say it again: community is business. That should be a hashtag.
Yes,
It should be. Very true.
So we're talking about collaboration and competition in our society, and we just recently to talk about how can we collaborate in the city where we are, city of Plymouth, to create opportunities, businesses, entrepreneurs for the young people coming behind us. Well, not only young, we're talking about anybody. It could be anybody. You could just probably just arrive from Harare or Nigeria or whatever you arrive from, Sri Lanka now, and then you want to explore the idea of starting up a business. Is what is it that is in text? Like we said, we mentioned our partners, Diversity Incubator. They are available for your services. Check out Jabo's page, or go head over to DBI page and talk to their staff there and find out how can you tap into the wealth that is coming into the city.
So how can we do that?
Yes, that's what I wanted to end our show, Jabo, today, to find out what can we do.
My output for today will be, let's drop the barriers. Let's drop those garde-fous, those ego feeling. I am. We are blessed. You've done something. You are blessed. You've been at the forefront. You are blessed. You are holding the flame or the torch. But that's not all. They're bigger. As you say, there's a big opportunity coming in the city. And if you just cling on that torch you've held before and thinking that's it all, you're gonna miss out the bigger opportunity. So for us to get to that collaboration, let's drop the ego. Let's accept to be vulnerable, and open up.
Yes. Pastor, any last words you want to share with our listeners this afternoon?
I think just adding to what Jabo had just said, I think it starts with a conversation and a willingness to collaborate.
Yes.
When we came, I shared earlier in the show, when we came to the city, we could very much have just isolated ourselves, but we made a point of connecting.
Yeah.
I connected with my friend Jabo here, and that relationship has opened doors of other collaborations.
That's correct.
I've connected with other people in the city, and that's opened up other doors of collaboration. And it's about a conversation, and it's about a willingness to connect with people. And it's like you said, it's not about knocking on the door and then running away because you've got what you want. It's about also offering what you can give. So I've come to see what I can offer the city. I've come to see and I know I've got something to bring.
That's correct. In
the same way that any other entrepreneur that's listening on here, any other person that's listening here has got something to bring to the city. They've got something that they can bring to the city. But start a conversation. Start having a conversation with somebody that talks about collaboration, about partnership, about how you can build something not only as business but community, and how can you make the city better?
Yes, that's key.
You've come here. It's not perfect. There's no perfect place that you live in.
No, there isn't.
But it's about thinking about. What is your contribution? This is your city, so it's deciding and taking ownership that this is your city.
Yes,
and walking on from there as well, and
correct.
Deciding how you can make it better.
Wow, thank you very much. This is the end of our show. It's a business talk. Jabo with Tendai Madume every Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. We are back here every Friday. We've been sitting here for the last 2 years talking about how can you develop yourself as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a business, small businesses, how can you multiply. Diversity Business Incubator, which are our partners, GBI, our friends, they are available to offer you with business templates plan, financial advices or startups. If you're looking to start business, you must have a financial guide. You must know your survival budget. You must know what is it takes to start a business, and they're available to either give you or signpost you to the right people that can help your business to develop or get off the floor. If you're already in business and you have listened to us before as well, we want to hear from you. Share with us your story. You can either text us on 07835 49010, or you can send us a message on our WhatsApp, on our Facebook page, Instagram, and so forth. Just tell us, listen, I've listened to you guys, one of your shows, and I've gone and done ABCD. We like to hear the feedback. We have started here for a while. We have had these shows. We've had guests today. We had another guest from a pastor from local church, just to share the collaboration between business and the community. So please, whatever you are doing this weekend, stay blessed, and I shall see you next week. Jabo and Pastor Steve, thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.